Derby County manager John Eustace has provided an injury update for that of Carlton Morris. Now, it has been revealed that Carlton Morris will be out up until February, March time, as John Eustace confirmed that the scan that first came back is looking a little bit negative for Derby County, but optimism has Derby County in a good place. Now, obviously, it is massively disappointing to lose a player like Carlton Morris, especially in the form that he's been in, 10 goals in 15 games this season, and I do feel really, really bad for Carlton, but we've seen Lars-Jørgen Salverson step up on Tuesday night, and hopefully we can continue that into the rest of the season. Now, this is the Derby Digest. We're going to discuss it all on this video, so if you have not done so already, hit like, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, but let's get into it. Now, with Carlton Morris expected to miss the next 2 to 3 months, it puts Derby County in a position where you're not only looking towards the January transfer window, but you're also looking towards what we already have in the building. Now, I think there's a massive possibility that someone of the likes of Dejan Brown could be recalled, or maybe even Derby County go and search within the transfer market. Now, we're going to have to sort of wait and see what does happen, because as John Eustace said in his press last night, it isn't confirmed that it's February, March time. That is just the optimism they have from what they've already seen, and we're going to have to sort of wait and see for 100% confirmation, which I think will come tomorrow when John Eustace does his press conference. But we're sort of in a really weird position for me, where if Carlton Morris is out for that length of time, we've got to go and get a backup striker, because for me, Ajimang is not a number 9, shouldn't be played central. Lars-Jørgen Salverson, brilliant, but he needs someone who can help him. If he was to get injured or not be able to complete 90 minutes, we don't necessarily have another number 9 who can come on and make an impact. Now, we're going to have to see how that goes down. Now, obviously, it is hugely disappointing for Derby County to lose Carlton Morris, and I think I'm not the only one that will say that I was sort of, I wasn't quite sure how it was going to go on Tuesday without Carlton Morris being a part of Derby County's first team. Obviously, he's been the first name on the team sheet literally every game apart from the cup games this season, and he's been absolutely incredible in every single one of them. Started off the season with 4 goals in 4 games, has gone on to score 10 in 15, 16 games, and he has been absolutely outrageously good. He's been a player who many people wrote off last season with his performances up against, not up against Luton Town, for Luton Town, sorry. And it's one of those situations where you look at the way he performed last year. I think he only scored 8 goals last year, and he's already hit that for us this season. He's about to miss 2 or 3 months, but he's already matched our top scorer's goal tally from last season. Now, the big situation for Derby is we only have, I think it's now 2 other players that have scored 2 or more goals this season, in Patrick Ajimang and Lars-Jørgen Salverson, and that is something which we have to address. Now, do I think that Salverson can put himself in positions to score goals? Absolutely. But I think Saturday is a huge test for Lars as he faces up against Middlesbrough. It'll be a really, really difficult game. If Derby County win that game, they could find themselves just outside of those automatic promotion places, which puts us in a really, really good position. Now, obviously, with this situation with Carlton Morris, I do hope he's back February time and we have him for that run-in, the final couple of months of the season, because I think Derby County have a real good opportunity of attacking the playoff positions this year. And I say that at this point in time, obviously there's only 16 games gone or whatever it is, and I think Derby County are in a great position. Now, it was around this time last year when things started to slip for Derby County, but ultimately we have to remember things started to slip after we'd won, I think, what was it, 3 or 4 home games in a row during that Paul Warne time period, and then things started to slip after a game against Leeds United early on in December. And obviously, the hope is that John Eustace keeps us on the straight and narrow and that slip doesn't happen again. I think we have a much better squad now, but ultimately we're missing a lot of that squad. Max Johnston is out for another couple of weeks. Lewis Travis is out for another couple of weeks. Ozo's out until pretty much the end of December. We're not going to see Owen Beck again. He's been unregistered, with Curtis Nelson returning to the squad. And you've then got, obviously, Ryan Brewster, who's out, and obviously now Carlton Morris, which puts Derby County in a really, really weird position for me. Now, obviously, there is a lot that we can learn over the course of this period without Carlton Morris. One, we're going to learn a heck of a lot about Lars-Jørgen Salverson, where he finally gets a run of games in the team. I think if you look at the way he was last year, I don't think Selverson ever really got an opportunity in which to prove himself at Derby County, which puts us in a little bit of a position where, if you look at obviously his season last year, what did he play? 4 or 5 games before obviously he then picked up that injury. I think it was up against QPR, and we didn't see him again until 4 or 5 weeks ago. And I think he's been, whenever he's been called upon by John Eustace, I think he's been very, very good. If you look at what we've done with Lars-Jørgen Selverson, I think we've managed the situation very, very well. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush and lie about it, I was quite worried heading into last night's game because I wasn't sure how we'd replace Carlton Morris or how it would work. But I think John Eustace made the right call after what he saw on Saturday. I think we can all acknowledge that Patrick Agyemang is not going to be an option through the middle. I don't think he's that sort of player. I think he's much better and much more effective off the left, which then obviously means that the only striker we actually have left in the building is Lars-Jørgen Selverson. Now, that puts Derby County in a position heading into the January transfer window where we're probably going to have to go and pick up another striking option in order to sort of give that competition still to Selverson and give sort of Carlton Morris the chance to sort of look at it and go, we will take our time, we'll recover properly, and we'll be fit and ready to go by March time. And that's exactly what Derby County need. We don't want to be having to rush Morris back because, let's say, Selverson gets an injury or Agyemang gets injured or something along those lines, where it completely changes the concept of our forward line, because we've found a really good setup. We've won 6 of 7 games, and realistically, I think we should all turn around and say it should be 7 of 7. The way we lost to Watford was not what we wanted to see. It wasn't what we wanted to deal with either, but unfortunately, we had to deal with it. Now, we are going to have to sort of wait and see sort of how Derby County address this in January. We are just over a month away, and when we hit the January transfer window, keep your eyes peeled for striker links, keep your eyes peeled for left back links as well, and also keep your eyes on that central midfield position. We will be doing daily live streams on this channel during the January transfer window, discussing all the transfers and things like that that Derby County are potentially working on, and how that sort of develops over the course of the next few months, because we're going to put ourselves in a real good position where Derby County could really thrive and really find a position for themselves to really get stuff done. And the big thing about the January window is Derby County are in the hunt for playoffs this year, as it stands right now. Obviously, a lot could change over the course of the next 6 weeks, but as it stands right now, Derby County are certainly in that hunt for those playoff positions. And the league is so tight. A couple of losses, we'll fall down to 17th. A couple of wins, we could find ourselves in the automatic promotion places. So Derby County have got to do the right thing by Carlton Morris, and have got to do the right thing by the squad. Derby County need a striker in January, but that is it from the Derby Digest. If you have not done so already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye, guys.